Interesting. So we will start recording now. It's time. We will. We should have uh, one more speaker, Justin or Karthik, but we just wait for a minute or so before we begin. By the way, are people still losing jobs in the US, or think market is stabilizing?
I think it's starting to trend upward. I think unemployment is still it still exists. It's still fairly low. Or sorry, I should say it's fairly high. But it's going to take its time to correct itself as people start to get back to work and the economy starts to correct itself. I believe there's another stimulus check that's meant to be released, and then hopefully with that, and then once these vaccines start to um, you know get released, we can really find time to not find time, but work our way back to where we were, before this kind of hit. So it's really unfortunate how many people had to, lose their job and find a new way to just make a living and to make it happen. But I'm hoping stuff can definitely start to get back to where it should be and where it once was.
Interesting. I'm gonna add your company's name. So one is One and One Life, right?
Yep.
Is that right, or do you want to write it some other way?
Let me
Or
see.
should I say and?
Yeah, I would do A and D, One in One Life.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't
One.
see it actually, so it's kind of abbreviated. Let me see.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Let's start talking then. All right. So we are recording and we are going live now. Thank you so much, Corey, for your time this morning. Really appreciate you coming over. So let me introduce Corey. Corey is the CEO of One and One Life Inc. In the business of health, wellness, and fitness, and as you can see from his physique and his baritone, he was an ex footballer in Canada, and he helps people in becoming a better version of themselves. He is a fitness freak, a health mentor, a coach, and a wellness. He is in the wellness industry, and he helps in training and personal training, wellness, and help people become fitter and healthier. And he has an MA in sports, and he and sports and fitness from University of Illinois, and he has been uh, working tirelessly to make people a better version of themselves. So thank you so much, Corey, for coming over this morning. I wish to understand your passion in more detail. Why are you doing what you are doing? Why is this a passion for you?
For me, I always tell people that there's no better joy for than to help other people in general. And then kind of after my football career kind of ended, I didn't really know, as most of us don't, as most athletes in general don't really know what we want to do. I kind of took on personal training as a hobby, just kind of as a interim to figuring out what was next. And then during that time, and working with people on a daily basis. And, even though for me at that point, I loved working out at that point in time for being an athlete, and I love, physical activity and all that stuff. But, was I, as in terms of passion about being a personal trainer, that definitely wasn't at that point in time. I just didn't know. But as I started to work with more and more people, my clientele grew rapidly, very fast. And I started to really connect with these individuals, and they would give me feedback about how they felt better, and how I was making them feel better and be better both mentally and physically. And then the more and more that started to occur for me, case by case basis, I was like, wow, like I truly enjoy doing this. I enjoy, helping people become better versions of themselves physically and mentally. And from a personal training standpoint, there's so much more than just creating a program and helping people get in the best physical shape of their life. There's also a mental aspect too, because when you spend so much time with someone, there's a there's a connection, there's a friendship that gets kind of built with each individual person, as you help them become better versions of themselves. And when you work out, your endorphins get released. They're in a great happy state of mind, and they kind of relate that happy feeling to you. And so it's awesome. It's awesome to see. I'm still connected and friends with all the people that I've worked with and connected with. And, that really started my passion for, how can I do this at a huge scale? And how can I help more and more people, not just one-on-one and in person, but how can I do it, worldwide, and just reach as many people as possible through content, through a digital aspect. So that's when, One-on-One Life was created, like about a year and a half after first starting my personal training business.
Excellent, wonderful. So you're absolutely right, Corey. I think a lot of people in the fitness industry and athletes, ex-athletes, struggle what to do after they have had a great stint at their game, but now things are over and they want to do something else. So you chose a fantastic way of impacting people's life and making them a better version of themselves. So you're absolutely right. So my personal trainer also, his name is Nikhil, is a very dear friend of mine. Over the few months, last 1 year, few years, he's become a dear friend to me. And now he also is thinking about how can he impact more lives, how he can reach out to more people. So what do you suggest, personal trainers and fitness professionals, how can they reach out to larger audiences? What's the mantra?
Man, I think you got to go digital. You got to take your business digital, and you just got to push it. You got to get interactive with a lot of the digital fitness spaces, and get involved there. There's a huge audience out there. There's billions of people in the world, and not to say all of them are interested in health and wellness and fitness, but there's definitely a huge market in the health and wellness business, and in some regard, I guess it's saturated, but I mean, every industry, I guess you can call it saturated, but you just kind of got to find your niche, find what you're really passionate about and what you're good at, so you don't confuse your audience. Figure out what your messaging is, and like what's the avatar for who you really want to help, and just go after it. And then that way you can continue to build, 10 people turn to 100 people, and 100 people turn to 500 people, and so forth. So there's the internet is an amazing place, and due to it, you're able to reach so many people, either in your area, or you can reach people worldwide. So transitioning to digital, from physical, it could definitely be tough, and it's not easy by any means, but starting a blog, getting more just interactive on social media, but I really suggest just finding your avatar, finding your niche, person that you really are that you really want to target and help and work with first and foremost, and then from there creating content around that, how you can help that individual, from a remote virtual aspect, and then whether it's through just content like a blog, whether it's through programs, whatever it may be. So that's the way it works. You just kind of reverse engineer your way into, who you want to target, who you want to work with, and then, create content around that aspect, and really aim to reach that person. And it'll take its time. It doesn't happen overnight, but if you continue to hammer it home, you'll definitely start to reach people and figure it out. I've been lucky enough to work with a couple mentors and a couple people who have excelled in the space, especially with COVID happening. I really wanted to understand, like how to really scale online. So I worked with a couple people, read a bunch of books and all that good stuff. So just to truly make an impact online, it's a lot different than physically because, you're in a gym, people come in, so you have the traffic already. But, when you're trying to go online, you have to go get the traffic. So there's tons of ways to do that. So it's just about using the different digital marketing aspects that exist, understanding and studying those and utilizing those to your benefit to help reach more people.
Excellent. Wonderful. That's a great piece of advice, Corey. So what Corey is saying that you first identify your niche. What is your niche? What is different in you? And then you identify your ideal client. You cannot just put a big net and try to capture as many people. You have to identify which fish you want to catch, narrow down your niche, and identify who are your target and ideal clients, and then create content around them digitally, and try to reach out to them in every possible way, social media and other channels, so as to get them to use your products and services. Thank you so much for that, Corey. Corey, tell me what products and services are you offering on your site?
So one of the things that we offer, we have this product called 1-in-1U. It's a customized nutrition and fitness program. It's very affordable. We were able to to get it as cheap as we possibly could while making sure everybody who took part in creating it or in creating them for every individual person, can obviously be compensated accordingly. But basically, we create we create this app that allows for people to come in and get personalized nutrition and fitness plans from a digital perspective. You get a whole dashboard, you get an app, the whole 9 yards. And we've had great feedback from it. People are loving it. So it's awesome because there's no one size fits all approach. There's no cookie cutter approach. Each person who comes in and signs up gets something that's tailored to them, tailored to their goals and, what they're trying to do. And then from there, we have, they have access to accountability calls that they can take part in. It's kind of like it's kind of like an upsell of sort that if you want to have more accountability, if you want to, be able to talk to a coach such as myself, or our nutritionist, or one of our experts on our team, you can. So we offer that as well, and that really, creates more of a hands-on approach to where they have a weekly check-in plus the customized program, that they have access to. So, and we've seen great results from it. We started the year with a challenge, and so many people have given us great feedback for the programming, the nutrition, and how it's helped them stay on track and really stick to it, to help them reach their fitness goals. So, it's an amazing product that I'm super proud of the team that that helps every day put it, put them together for each individual client. And, I'm super excited for everybody who joins, because I know it's going to be an opportunity to help them, become a better version of themselves and really upgrade their health, and really help them reach their fitness goals. So it's a product that's super impactful. So, that's why I'm super proud of it. And every day we're trying to figure out ways, how can we continue to enhance it? How we can continue to, work with our clients better and provide more value for them. So that's always our goal. We're always thinking customer first, consumer first, and how can we, truly help them and really dig in the way we need to in order to get what we want, and that's to help them reach their goals and become better.
Excellent. Wonderful. Apart from this, any other product or services you're offering on your website?
Yeah, we have a few things. We also have, obviously we have a blog. We have a successful blog and review engine that allows our readers in our ecosystem to digest content, in a huge way. And we break it up into the 7 dimensions of wellness. spiritual, physical, emotional, um, environmental, and we just financial, and we continue to really focus our content around that because everybody has kind of different um, things that they're really passionate about in the wellness space. So we really try to create content in each bucket. So we really can be a space that anybody can come to, digest the necessary content that they need to in order to, help them along their wellness journey. So our blog and things do fairly well. We also have a B2B product called One in One Lead, where we help executives, become better leaders through wellness and through like uh, executive training that we have a awesome person run that. So, we got a few things in store. We also have we have a couple supplements. We have an elite immunity, a booster supplement that was created, as well as a natural metabolism and energy booster that we created as well in the past year to help people, with their wellness journey. So we have those supplements going now as well, and those are doing well and getting awesome, great feedback as well. Two all natural supplements that were kind of created just from my experience with supplements, my long time experience, as an athlete, always using supplements and things like that to help just keep me healthy and help me reach my goals, and just kind of from trial and error, working with a couple different labs to really figure out formulas that would work and that would help people. No magic pill, of course. We never like to promote magic pill. I don't think there's no such thing, but there's supplements that can truly help aid in aid a program or aid structure, to help you reach your goals a little bit faster.
Excellent. Wonderful. So tell us something about your platform. What platform do you use to sell this services and product? Are you in
Uh,
Shopify, Magento, BigCommerce? What do you use?
yeah, we use WooCommerce.
WooCommerce.
Yeah, I like WooCommerce and WordPress just because it's a little more customizable than Shopify. I think Shopify is amazing, but just because we do so much more than just like e-commerce, we kind of we went the WooCommerce direction, or the WooCommerce and WordPress direction, in order to just kind of be able to hit those different things. And not that you can't, utilize Shopify Plus to have like a blog and things like that. But that's just kind of how we started out. Our developers felt really good about utilizing WordPress, so we got that activated, and it's been good, and I think WordPress, because of the complexity of our site, the backend is very user friendly in terms of even though it's complex, just getting stuff done and getting stuff figured out. So it's been good so far. But I've heard great things about Squarespace, Shopify, so far. I think there's a lot of good platforms out there that exist, but we just chose WordPress, WooCommerce, and it's been going good so far.
Excellent. And how long you've been using WooCommerce?
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Do you also have offline presence?
Offline presence?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
brick and mortar, or like a store or something?
Oh, no, not yet. One day we'd love to have a store, or like a wellness store. We definitely have visions for that, because I think it would be pretty awesome to kind of create a wellness experience for people. That's a physical one.
Excellent, wonderful. So, in your business, Corey, how big is the team?
You said how has it been?
How big is your team?
We have about 20 people on our team.
Okay.
So it's we got people working every day, just focus on the business and focus on the goals. Every Monday we actually have a top of we break all of our work up into sprints, 2-week sprints, where we focus on our project management and our the different project buckets that we're working on. The leaders of each project kind of report on what they got, what they're working on, any pain points, anything getting in their way. And, we just really try to come together as a team. I'm really proud of my team. I love my team. Everybody works hard. Everybody shows up every day and really gives everything they got. So, it's been great. It's been a great experience. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but we always seem to work through it and get to where we need to be.
Excellent, wonderful. Great to hear that about your team. What do you use for email marketing, SMS marketing? What tool do you use?
Yeah, we use all the tools that exist. We use email marketing. We use obviously paid ads. We use we use organic marketing efforts. I think that's the most important part. A lot of people try to jump right to paid ads, but if people don't trust your brand, it doesn't really matter. So you really try to build up that brand in the most organic way as possible. Try to get people to understand you, get people to know you, get people to understand your messaging, what you're about, and then paid ads should be fuel to the fire. So that's the importance, and that's something we had to learn too. We kind of jumped the gun and we wanted to do paid ads, and they weren't converting quite as great. So we had to take a step back and really figure out what we wanted our consumer journey to be and structure that in the right way. So fortunately for us, we were able to catch it. And yeah, we had our mistakes with spending a bunch of money on paid ads to where it didn't work out the way we thought. They didn't convert the way we thought. So we had to take a step back and figure out why that was. And one of the reasons was because, as a newer brand competing in a very competitive space, people really need to understand what your messaging is, and why should I buy your product versus the next. Because we're not the only ones doing what we do. So, for that reason, you got to really figure out how to create organic content that makes people feel better about their buying decision. People buy what they know. People buy what they feel good about, feel like they have a connection with. So, that was the goal for us, and taking a step back, and it's worked out. We don't have to, and it also saves you money, because then you don't have to spend as much on paid media, because you're able to organically drive in traffic, and it's a great feeling. So, and like I said, paid media should be more fuel to the fire than it is just than it is your only strategy, because if it doesn't work, you don't want to feel like you have nothing, so and you want to be able to lean on your organic efforts, your organic content, to help drive that traffic in, and then ultimately be able to grow off of that. So, I definitely truly advise people to focus on, understanding what their message is, what their story is, what the product is, what the story is behind whatever they're trying to sell, so they can really push that forward in a huge way to get that traffic in, from an organic perspective, before they focus on, some of the other paid media channels and paid marketing efforts. So build your email list. There's tons of ways to build an email list organically. There's tons of ways to build traffic organically. So I advise people to focus on those things first, and then move on to some of the paid ways to build traffic and scale your products.
So you said you also use email marketing tools to reach out to your existing customers and potential customer perhaps. What tool do you use?
We use Klaviyo.
Klaviyo.
I like Klaviyo. It's a little more dynamic in terms of A/B testing and putting
the
tagging tagging different groups. So for example, like I said, we have our 7 dimensions of wellness that we focus on. So what we do is we kind of make data-driven decisions about who gets what content. So like we really look at open rates, click-through rates, and things like that to really figure out okay, these people are really interested in financial wellness. So we'll create content for those people in the financial wellness realm. These people are really interested in, physical wellness. So we'll create content specifically for them, in the physical wellness realm. So we kind of look at the data, and we don't want to send people a bunch of stuff that they're not interested in. We'd like to, as best as we can, send them stuff that they're clicking through, stuff that catches their attention, and all that good stuff. So that's the goal really with your email marketing efforts. Email marketing is a great way to grow your product, stay in touch with your audience and your ecosystem, and everybody that's kind of in it. And we send out 3 to 4 a week, sometimes even more, depending on the times, to really try to stay in touch. Especially from a digital perspective, that's the easiest way to stay in touch as best as possible. And yeah, not everybody on your list reads every email. It's not possible, but for the most part, if you can have pretty high percentages and numbers for click-through rates and open rates, then you can really feel good about your efforts and what you're doing from an email marketing perspective, and knowing that what you're sending out is valuable. It's good content. And then from there, you take those learnings and figure out how you can continue to enhance that product, how you can continue to get the necessary feedback from your audience to understand what they want to see, what type of content that they like to see. And then from there, you can, I think value. And then from there, you can start to sell them stuff through email marketing.
Excellent, wonderful. So how is Klaviyo helping you to bifurcate the customers or segment the customers, as these people are interested in financial health, and these people are interested in mental health, and these folks are interested in, let's say, spiritual health? How is Klaviyo helping you segment these? What methodology is being used by you or Klaviyo to segment these customers into different buckets?
So our email marketing, he's actually our COO. He's just kind of our head of digital marketing as a whole. So he does an awesome job of going in there and looking at the data and tagging the people who from the data that we see are opening and clicking through certain content. So Klaviyo has a great tagging tool and feature that you can utilize in there to create different buckets for your entire email list. Content are different silos of for where you want people to go. So every email that we send out, my guy Dennis is his name, takes that information and that data, and then from there he'll go tag the different people who open what based on the data that he sees, based on the numbers that he sees, to okay, this person is really loving the financial wellness aspect, so we're going to tag him for that. Every financial wellness email that goes out, we're going to hit them, and so forth. And then he's also really good at sending out surveys to the whole list to just kind of see if people get back with what they'd like to truly see, because that's the best way. How can we make this about you? Because that's who it's about. This isn't, marketing isn't about the company per se. It's about how can we help you? How can we help the customer? That's what it should always be about. The customer is what matters. Customers is what make or break a business. Nothing else matters if you don't have customers. So finding ways to continue to make your content, to make your products, to make your marketing efforts about the consumer. And Klaviyo allows us to do that by, being able to tag and look at the data, the dynamic data that they provide, for allowing us to truly hone in on what that looks like.
Excellent, wonderful. Yes, so yes, Klaviyo helps you do that, but I think there is a significant amount of manual intervention when Dennis has to go and manually tag these people based upon what they're reading, what they're opening, what they're clicking, and based upon that, he has to manually tag those people to put them in a bucket so that you can target them for a more relevant content henceforth. Interesting. So, in your business, Corey, since your team is expanding and you are expanding, the company is expanding, as an individual, what do you focus on the most in your business?
For me, as the CEO, and from a leadership aspect, it's more me. I just try to focus on, how can I just the full overview, just always understanding where everybody's at with what they're doing. Being a team of 20, I'm able to do that, and just being really in tune with what each person on our team is working on. I have a great business partner who's co-founder of the company. He's also comes from an amazing marketing background and branding background. So that's what he's very passionate about, what he loves. So just continue to check in with him, and then check in with our different teams and the different people with what they're working on. Just staying in tune with that. Because that's what it's about. It's more about like understanding that our systems and processes, as we continue to grow, are all intact and in place. So we're efficient with meeting our deadlines. For the different things that we're trying to do, because that's the most important thing. Is just continue to have these systems in place, for each team, so we can continue to move and work in an efficient manner. And so there's structure there was a point in time where we didn't have much structure with our processes and systems and the way that we did stuff. So it felt like we were moving along, but we really weren't. We always kind of hit a wall, or hit a dead end, because we would be working on stuff, but we were never really in sync as a team on these different projects. So for me, as a co-founder and as a CEO, myself and my business partner, from an operational standpoint, that's really my strong point in helping that get structured. So that's really my focus, because I'm very OCD. So I like to know that stuff's in place. I like to know stuff is moving. I like to know where we're at. So, that's really it for me. And also secondarily, as a face of the company, and being someone who is obviously experienced in the fitness, health, and wellness space, just continue to get content out there from me for, reaching my personal audience, and as well as reaching the One in One Life audience, and staying in tune there, just so people can, put a face to the brand. Because people, again, going back to what I said earlier, people buy what they know and who they feel like they have a connection with. And sometimes when you're able to attach a face to a brand, or, an influencer or ambassador of sort, people open up more, and people are more willing to, to connect with that brand, if there's someone who really champions what the brand is about. So, that's always my goal too. How can I continue to create content that enhances the image of the brand, and enhances the message of the brand. So, those are really my focus points. And obviously there's tons of focus points when you're a startup business, and working your way through the ebbs and flows of entrepreneurship. But those are definitely my main focuses. And that requires a lot of work in its own right. And then, sometimes, a lot of the times, I'm just getting my hands dirty with different silos of the business, wherever I feel like I can step in and be a resource and help a team member or department or project that just seems like it needs to be moved along. I'll step in to provide help wherever I can, or at least attempt to provide the resources to help those things get moved along.
Excellent, wonderful. Are you guys funded or bootstrapped?
Yeah, so we started off bootstrapped, and then we did a seed round. So we got funded by by one individual investor who believed in our vision. So we've just managed to do that so far, and have done well with that, with this seed round. So we just continue to work with that, and we're going to work our way into Series A in 2022.
Excellent. Are you guys profitable or still burning cash?
Yeah, so we're headed there. So we should definitely be there, as by the Series A round. We worked our way. We invested a lot of time, energy, effort, and money into building our audience. And from a content perspective, from what we wanted to do, in providing value and building our audience before we started to monetize it. It takes a lot of, not always, but it can take a lot of money to do so. So that's what we're really focused on getting done on our end. So we just kind of flipped the switch in terms of really digging in on monetizing that audience after spending so much time, money, and energy on building the audience, through value, through content, through free stuff. So now we've flipped the switch in 2020 to scale that up, and it's been great. So I think we I think we did it right. We built our audience, and we built a connection with our audience, not just built it. And then now we're able to monetize it in a huge way. So, and then each month we get closer and closer to becoming profitable.
Excellent. Wonderful. So, you mentioned about building a community, building your audience, and I'm sure you have a huge list of email as well. So, how big is the email list?
I think we're headed towards having like 50,000 people on our email list, and it's growing every week. So we just continue to add on to that. So
Excellent, wonderful. So, if somebody has to start a business in e-commerce right now, what advice would you give them, Corey?
I would tell them to do their research on what they, whatever their product or products that they're trying to sell. Do their market research, really dig in on building their business plan, and then how can they champion that product. So there's two terms I like to point to, and it's money now task and money later task. Everybody feels like they have to have the perfect design, perfect everything to get their business going, but that's not always the case. It's never going to be perfect. Every business started somewhere. Every business, if you look at where they started versus where they are now, the Netflix of the world, the Apples of the world, and those are obviously extreme examples, but just any business that's successful, they all started with a very, simple product that somewhat worked, somewhat didn't, and you'd be amazed, understanding where they are now. Wow, they've come so far. So because of those successful businesses, everybody's like, man, like in order to compete, I really got to get out there and like make the perfect product. And they spend months on creating a perfect product, as opposed to building the perfect story. And what I would advise people to do is, again, build the avatar for who you would like to buy your products or product, and then how can you reach that specific person with your product, with your products, and whether that's and really build what that consumer journey is going to look like, whether it's through utilizing click funnels and landing pages, and how you're going to get people into the ecosystem to believe in what you're attempting to sell, and what you're putting in front of them. So that's what I would advise, and just go out there, do your market research, for the specific product that you're looking to get out there and provide to your audience. And then from there, also be a advocate, be an ambassador for that product. People like to know who's behind the development of certain things, and when there's a story behind it, it can truly go a long way. So, if it's a skincare product, do you have good skin, and like, what's your story with skin, and like, telling that story, and like why you're so passionate about creating this product. People relate to that stuff, and when people relate to something, they're more inclined to purchase it, and to want to support it, and be a part of it. So, I think it's really important to really get that story nailed down. Don't focus so much on making your website super pretty, investing tons of money into that, but focus more on the money now task, which is, building leads, utilizing your social media platforms that exist, utilizing the different ones that exist to continue to create focus groups on, you know, on what you like to do with a certain product, getting feedback, creating polls, Q&As, etc. That way, with that, not only can you collect data, but you generate leads. So, you can collect emails, you can do all these things in the meantime while you build out that product and really, get that information. So that way, when you go successfully launch this product, you now have a decent sized audience. You have a story that's been told. People are aware of what you're attempting to do, what you're putting out there, and then you build traction, leading up to that launch. So I really advise people just continue to find that consumer journey, find what it looks like, find that avatar, and then how you're going to reach that avatar, at a high level, and then from there, create their product. You don't have to, create a product. Don't put all your money into creating, um, um, an immense amounts of units. Try to get a sample size, get rid of that, let that pay for the next, continue to solicit feedback from your consumers. Maybe you gotta get stuff away for free, but that's okay if they're going to provide testimonials and feedback for you to help build your brand. So just continue to hone in on those different tactics to really get to the point of success, and then, bootstrap your way as much as you can. And then obviously, it's great if you can find someone who believes in your vision and believes in what you're trying to do, and bring them on board. But, the e-commerce space, with all the tools that exist, there's definitely a lot of ways to invest in yourself and bootstrap to the point of success.
Excellent, wonderful. My last question to you, Corey, is that you have been helping people physically by giving them the what to eat and what to do, what workout to do on your website. How do you help them becoming a better version of themselves? Because physical fitness is just one dimension. You spoke about spiritual, financial, other dimensions. How do you help them in other dimensions to
So
become
for
to make them better version of themselves?
so for us, interesting that you say that. Like, mental health is a huge. That's probably like where our focus has been, and where it will be just moving forward, because we truly feel that, um, you really can't do anything if your mental isn't where it needs to be. So that's where we've been focusing a lot of our time, energy, effort, and attention on. We have an amazing mental health podcast that's done tremendous. We built an amazing audience with that. It's called One and One Off the Cuff, hosted by my good friend Danny Lapourier. And we have over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. We have 100,000 downloads, and we haven't even existed for 6 months. So, it's mental health is very important. It's always been important, but it's even more important now than ever due to the pandemic, due to different issues, society issues that have kind of truly come to light in the past year. So a lot of people are dealing with hardship. A lot of people are dealing with feeling feeling down and feeling less than. And so it's really hard to get your physical right if your mental is not right. So for us, it's like finding ways to create content and create a place that people can feel comfortable coming to be vulnerable, or at the very least digest content to help them mentally, so they can get in the right place, get into a positive mindset, so they can then focus on the other aspects of life. Focus on working on themselves physically. But it's very hard to focus on getting to the gym or being active, or just doing the many things that are out there for them, if their mental state is in a state of depression, or a state of you know just not feeling like this life is what they want, and what they and they don't have happiness, or they're in a negative mindset. So focusing on how can we help people get there, whether it's simultaneously while we help them physically, or focus on how can we provide as much content and ways to help people with their mental mindset, and their emotional well-being. First and foremost is very important for us, because again, it's just, I think I've been there. I think we've all been there when we're down and we're not feeling well. It's hard to do stuff. It's really hard to do stuff. So, whether it's because things aren't going well, with work, or with a relationship, or with family, or with, whatever it may be, it's hard to be you. It's hard to work on you, if that mental isn't where it needs to be. So, it's very important for us, and we're huge mental health advocates. We want to continue to push it forward, that it's not okay to not be okay. People should seek help. Unfortunately, in the world we live in, there's a huge stigma around mental health. People tend to think that, like, if you're depressed or you see a psychiatrist, you need to be in a straitjacket or something. Like, it's really unfortunate that is kind of the stereotype for someone who has mental health issues, and that's just not the case. Everybody deals, a huge percentage of people deal with, I don't say everyone, because who knows, but a huge percentage of people deal with mental health issues, and it's important that people understand that it's okay to seek help, and to find what's out there for them to help them consistently be in a positive state of mind and to be happy. It's people deserve to be happy more times than they're not. And I'm not saying that it's possible to always be positive and be happy, because stuff does happen. It's life. That's just not the real world. But you should be happy. You should be in a state of mind, that allows you to push forward in life, more than you're not. So, I think that's important for us, and that's kind of the way that we help people become better versions of themselves, not only physically but mentally, and mentally being the most important part of the two, because it's hard to progress physically if you're not able to progress mentally.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. So you're absolutely right about it. So I think somebody said that pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. So you have to work hard on yourself, and there'll be pain, but then you can choose to suffer or not. That's just a choice. It's a matter of choice, and you are your choices. That's a great talk. Learned a lot from you, Koe, today. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We're going to be recording this call, and we're going to be dissecting this call into small videos, 5 minutes, 6 minutes videos, and we'll host all those videos on YouTube. We'll send you a link which you can share with your customer base, in your emails, in everywhere else, and it'll
Perfect.
help you. It will help you promote yourself as well. And also, Corey, I wanted one more request from you. We also have a Shopify, a BigCommerce, Magento app. That app solves a lot of problems. One of the problems is email marketing problem. I think a lot of, so you have been sending out this email marketing through Klaviyo, but then these email marketings are currently not personalized. Somebody like Dennis has to tag them to subsequently personalize this. We have a tool called Inalito where I work, and we are able to personalize the emails automatically. We can tell you which customers are going to come to you, which customer you will lose next month, what can you do about these customers which you're about to lose. We can tell you a lot of information about your customers, a lot of insights about your customers. We can also tell you automatically which are your suffering business areas. We can identify your suffering business areas for you and tell you these are your three business areas where you have to focus on. And if you work on these three business areas, your business will boom. So I would like to buy like half an hour from you in this week sometime. Maybe you and your digital marketing expert or your COO,
Yeah.
and walk you through our platform.
Awesome.
Can you block some time this week?
Yeah, for sure. Just shoot me an email and I'll connect with him. I have a call with him later,
Mhm.
as well as one tomorrow. And then, later in the week, I think we could definitely find some time to do that.
Excellent, wonderful. Thank you so much. So you can wait for my emails. So we're going to be sending out snippets, maybe most likely in this week. The full video will send you in this week. The snippets, the small 5 minute videos should come in this week or later first week or first week, early first week.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. We'll definitely be utilizing that on our platforms and pushing that out. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to getting all that stuff, and I look forward to also looking at your platform.
Thank you so much, Corey. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself and see you around.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.